What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Chart Topper Radio. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and turn those bell notifications on. If you're going to like this video, please give it a like and share. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and if you enjoy the content, we have plenty more stuff on the channel for you if you want to take a look at that. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So, Marilyn Manson. Not dropped an album since 2017. I was really looking forward to reviewing this album. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot it was coming out. I thought it was next week, so it's a good job that it came on my notifications, so, you know, I didn't miss it. It's called We Are Chaos, clocking in over 40 minutes long. It has 10 songs on this project. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a bit of a shorter review than usual. As I say, it's only 10 songs and 40 minutes long, so it's gonna be a little bit shorter, but I will say, defo go give this a listen. It's 100% worth a listen. I really enjoyed it. It's very different than like people who usually come to expect from Marilyn Manson. I mean, people who maybe have clocked out of him for a couple of years. You know, people that might just know him from the massively controversial man that he was in the 90s. But just like the way he was in the 90s, and then how he changed into the 2000s, you know, a bit of like a blues sort of vibe, you know, like, you know, still rocking, but like a little bit more relaxed and more chilled out. And you see this in this album in terms of, I think the way he's been able to adapt his style over the years is very impressive, and that's what I will say I do admire about Manson, is the way he's able to change up and just, I wouldn't say keep ahead of the curve, because, like, you know, he's not really in the spotlight anymore, but I think stay fresh, I think, is the perfect way to say it for me. My favourite song on this album, I would have to either go with what you're seeing in the background here, which is actually the self-titled song, We Are Chaos. Very, very good. There's another one called Paint Me With Your Love, very good as well. Perfume is another one really close to the end of the album. Yeah, but 100% go give this a listen, guys. I was taken by surprise at this album. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. I don't think it's the best album he's ever released. I mean, obviously you had all of his fantastic stuff in the 90s, like Smells Like Children, etc. I mean, I say Smells Like Children, it's probably my favourite album by him. I know it was a long time ago, but it's very hard to beat the classics, and that is definitely one of his classics. Oof. A rating's going to be hard on this album. As I say, it's all of his styles meshed into one, as in his 90s style, his naughty style, and the way that it's going through now, like sort of a psychedelic kind of, I dare say, indie kind of vibe. Like he's mixed in like the classic Manson style with a bit of laid back indie rock, and then on other songs, you know, you jump right back into the old school Manson, which is, in my opinion, a really good combination of things that he's done for this album. 100%. I really enjoyed it. It's sort of a guilty pleasure, to be honest with you. I mean, a lot of people who are probably purists are going to turn around and go, it's not as good as you're saying as it is, which is absolutely fine. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But for me, once again, guilty pleasure. I really enjoy it. I really enjoyed this album, and obviously because I've had to like do a quick review and like basically this is like a review slash reaction for me. I've had to listen to it multiple times. I've listened to it 3 times since it came out yesterday, and I really enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, that's absolutely fine. But what I will recommend and say to you is, if you don't enjoy it the first time, I would look at it like this. Don't look at it as a Marilyn Manson album. Look at it as a new project. Pretend you've never heard of this person, and, you know, just sort of take it in for what it is. Like, sort of take in the vibe and just enjoy it as a completely new project. Now, let's get back to that pesky thing that we have to call a rating for this album. We Are Chaos, Marilyn Manson. What did it get for me? Now, I have to take into consideration that, yes, maybe it's a guilty pleasure for me, and maybe I'm enjoying it a lot more than other people will, but I'm going to give it a 7.5, and I think that's, I wouldn't say generous, but I think that's fair. I wouldn't say it's his best project that he's ever released. I wouldn't say it's the worst either. I think it's, for 2020, for a guy that's been going for so long, for a group that's released so many projects, and for a group that's sold over 50 million copies of those projects worldwide, I think it's a really good effort. 100%. I definitely recommend going listening to this. In comparison, I know it's a completely different genre, but we recently reviewed the Tattletale album by 6ix9ine last week, and I gave that a 5. And to be honest with you, I probably should have given it lower. This is better than that. This is one of those albums that I'm going to be looking at the end of the year thinking that was a guilty pleasure for me. That was an underrated album for me, because prediction wise, I don't know if this is going to sell as well as it should do. Whether that be because Manson isn't in the spotlight as much as he used to be. I know we headlined Download, I believe it was last year. I think it was Download Festival. But you know, apart from that, you don't really hear about him in the news. I mean, obviously that comes with the territory. You know, you get new people coming up, blah blah blah. But yeah, guys, in conclusion, I'm not going to ramble on like I usually do. I'm going to definitely say go give this a listen. Tell me what you think in the comments if you come back and listen to this video. If you've already listened to the album, drop it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? If you disagree with me, that's fine. Tell me that you hate my opinion. I don't mind. But the most important thing I would say is drop a like on this video once again if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Go follow us on Instagram and Twitter. I know I've already said this, but you got to plug, haven't you guys? Do you know what I mean? But have a good weekend. Most of all, have a good weekend, and maybe spend the weekend listening to this album over and over again. Sorry, I'm stuttering. I literally have recorded like 3 videos in about an hour. And this is the last one that I'm doing today, guys. I'm rambling. I said I wouldn't, but I am. But you know, deal with it. You know, you should be used to this by now if you're with this channel. Peace out, guys. Once again, have a great weekend.
Chart Topper Radio.